Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel for another iRacing video. It's been a while since I felt the need to do an intro like this for a video, but this video is going to be a little bit different because going into this one I wasn't expecting this to make it as far as the internet. Basically this was me doing some Daytona prep, and I wanted to record the race for me to watch back myself if there was anything I could learn from it, lines, pedal traces, whatever it would be, and in the end the race turned into absolute chaos. Some questionable antics, myself included. I'd done some AI racing just before this race to kind of get a grip. The speed differences between the different classes, where you could send it, where you couldn't, etc, etc. And one of the biggest things is the AI. If anyone's raced against AI, you'll know that sometimes they're weird. And so going into the bus stop particularly, they just seemed slow. Like they just seemed to stop on the bus stop, the GTs especially. So I knew that was a thing going in, and so I wanted to see how it would get on actually racing some humans who would probably carry a better line and a faster line throughout the track, and and just see how the actual racing was with this car. So we qualified on full fuel just to see how we got on with that, and it's done us fairly decent. Could have been better, could have been worse. So gridding up in P7. But yeah, just a learning experience basically. So there's no commentary with this. Like I said, there's no webcam, there's nothing like that. I wasn't planning on this making it onto the internet. So let's just jump on in and watch Daytona Classic carnage ensue.
Stop 17 car.
Convoy start stepping.
LMP2s, you're going to hit us up the arse.
Get ready, going green.
Close. You want about 5 to 8 seconds behind us.
Yeah, it's going to be a mess.
The pace car is off, be ready. Green flag, green flag. Right side. Clear on the right. Car on your left. Keep to the right. You're on the right. 3 wide. Go right. You're on the right. 3 wide. Left side. 2 wide. Clear on the left. Go left. You're now in third.
Good job.
Car on your left. Clear. Car right. Clear.
Don't worry, I'll catch up, I think.
Car right. Clear on the right.
Why? Because I don't let you pass? You can flash all you want. Figure out how to pass. It's not my fault you can't stay on the drive. You crash the same spot.
They tell you cut the course. You'll have to slow down and give up the time gained.
Let the position find a way to pass. Don't complain about it when you can't find a way around it. It's called racing. It's called motor racing, Toto. Nice, I'm sorry.
Thank you, mate. Thank you. Fuck you, mate. You can try my way. You're so fucking stupid.
Car on your left. Clear on the left. Left side. Clear on the left. Left side. Clear on the left. Clear. Car on your left. Still there. Clear. Left side. Clear on the left. Left side. Clear on the left. Left side. Clear on the left. Left side. Clear.
Hey man, you need to get out of the way. TRC1, come on, boys. Come on, mate. Push. Hold your brake.
You've got about 5 laps of fuel left. That car is a lap down.
Fucking minefield, what the fuck?
So it was at that point that I decided it was, enough was enough. I had seen enough, I had learned enough from this one to know that there's a large chance, a very high chance, that the Daytona 24 is going to be absolute carnage. At the time of you guys watching this, we are probably just about starting to gear up. I think we're going for the midday slot, so link to Twitch will be in the description below. Feel free to jump across and come and check in with us and see how we're getting on. But just really quick before I leave, let's have a look at those incidents on the first lap, because it was absolute carnage, wasn't it? So first things first, of course, we've got this guy, got a great jump off the start, and then going into T1 and just loses it under braking. Hits the grass, then hits the outside barrier, so that wasn't ideal whatsoever for him. But then I don't know if the guy was distracted because of that or what happened, but then we had the orange car then just gasses it up basically on the exit, and that gets a bit of a double snapper on, and then eventually I think tags the wall there. So I remember in the car it looked like it was crabbing, so I thought that was him damaged and out of the race, but actually it was fine and managed to continue on for the rest of the race, and I think in fact actually ended up in front of me. I recovered to P6 in the end because other people fell off the road and stuff like that after I towed, and because I towed I didn't need to pit again after that. But then going out of the first horseshoe, the first hairpin, and this guy that was in P2 has just run a little bit wide, hit the bump, insta spins, gets it caught up, but then gets collected from behind by another 2 cars, and there's just absolute carnage behind as everyone else piles in. Yeah, we pretty much arc-a-brake our way through that and managed to find a gap, take a little bit of grass-based avoiding action. I think we got a netcode 0, which then turned into a 4X because we were quite close to those cars that had spun, had crashed, but we'll take that because it put us into P3, and then sadly it all fell apart in the end, didn't it? So quickly take a look at that incident as well. So coming into the bus stop, and like I said at the start there, been doing some running with the AI and they were really weird through there, and I wanted to see what it was like actually with a human there, and I think truthfully that the move would have been on, but I think I got a bit unsighted on the way in and hit the bump on the very first, like the left hand coming into the bus stop, and that's just brought the back end around there. So I think actually it would have stuck. It'd have been pretty risky, and I don't think any of us are going to be doing that for 24 hours on the weekend, but yeah, potentially on if it's a do or die last gas scenario. But sadly for me, I just lost the car there and had a bit of a spin, but all was not even lost at that point. I was recovering quite nicely until the little screen freeze at the end, and to be honest, I'm happy that screen freeze has happened now through testing, like through the week before, so I can test it and try and figure out what's gone on. I noticed that as the frames do recover, SimHub has stopped working, so the traces sort of freeze, and then the dash never worked after that as well, sort of predicting lap time and stuff like that. So kind of feel like it might be a SimHub issue. But also in the recording in OBS, I've lowered the settings for that to try and ease it off a little bit, and if that still doesn't solve it, then I'll look into iRacing settings and see if we can reduce some of the video quality in there, and eventually get to a point where hopefully that never happens again, because that was not ideal, especially in a braking zone. Like if that had been down the straight, it'd have been scary, but it'd have been fair enough. But going into braking zone in T1, I was absolute potato. There was nothing I could do. But yeah, that's going to be everything for this one. So remember all the good stuff. Like it if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more carnage like this. Don't forget to jump over to Twitch and come and check in our Daytona 24 progress. Other than that, take it easy and look after yourself. I'll catch you in the next one.